the miles, you know,
Yeah, they don't like to waste a whole lot of time there, but on that.
I do want to take it down to Talladega one weekend to that Marcus new shift range down there.
Yes, EMP.
Yeah. It's $35 to get in, then $15 an hour.
I'm in it.
Are you? I'd like to go down there.
No, I wasn't.
Do you have anything for long range?
Yeah, pretty good.
Do you? I think that'd be a good weekend, man. We go down there, spend a couple hours, see if we can get something at 500 yards.
Yeah, this long range is 500.
600 is awesome. Well, they got a 600-yard range, and then they got what they call the an undisclosed distance target. Go ahead. It's inside. Dude, I got peppered. Shit hit me everywhere. I guess it was pieces of the radio flying back. I mean, it wasn't painful, so it wasn't nothing bad. Is anybody on there yet? We got a few. There's a few people in here. Marco, what's up, buddy? We back at it. We're about to do some heat treat. And I got some grinding today to do too, so there won't be all that boring me sitting in a chair in between. Yeah, it's still gonna be boring. Just a different boring. So we are at temperature 1950 degrees. So I'm gonna put some knives in. I didn't hear you, Big Head. What'd you say? All right, they is heating up. We lost 200 degrees just in that short amount of time having the door open. So when it reaches 1950, those will have to soak for 30 minutes. But I do have knives to grind, stuff we heat treated yesterday. Y'all actually didn't get to see them because they were in packets. But yeah, we got stuff to grind while we wait on it. I can't grind until it hits 1950. So I have to pay attention. As soon as it hits 1950, I have to start the clock. So we'll be grinding while they're soaking. I can't get this one shaped out though. We'll do that. Before I get too deep into that, I'm going to go cut all this slack off the end. I can't can't have that on camera, by the way.
I don't think.
Lose you a headphone in, I apologize. Apparently Meathead's doing some varmint control out there. Huh? I can't hear you, Meathead. Huh? You cut it. I ain't do it. This is the only one I'm doing. Yeah, it's blowing it back in here. If I was gonna do any more, I'd leave the door open and the fan on. What'd you eat back, Donnie? Not like you're just getting old like me. I was talking to them. Well, I got beeping going on over here. Let's see what that is. But I had an error because, yeah. For some reason, if that thing don't heat up as fast as it thinks it should, it sets off an alarm. And that's what it just did. It set off the alarm for me opening the door because it lost temperature. I don't know how it expects you to open the door without losing temperature, though. I mean, that's going to happen every time. All right. Now I got 3 of these. I got to do the handle shaping on and all that good shit. But that's not on the agenda today. So just so you can see what we're working on. Got that nice aluminum honeycomb in it. They're just shaped. They're not even, I got to do all the finish work on them. But I ain't concentrating on that today. I've got this heathen jigged up, ready to grind. We're still at 1860 degrees, so I guess I'll go ahead and change my belt out. Get all that, get that set up. Maybe start grinding a little bit while we're waiting on it to heat up. After this, I think those were the last 2 crewware knives. Pretty sure, yeah. So after this, we got some Magna Cut to start on. Heat treat from Magna Cut. And we'll heat treat till we run out of crow. Unlike Donnie, I don't have a fancy doers. I just have a 5-gallon bucket. So I do lose some heat from that. But you get 1900s. It'll still take a good 5 minutes or so. So I'll go ahead and get this set up. We'll hit a few passes on it while we're waiting. If nothing else, we'll have it ready to grind. Now, this is why I buy combat abrasives instead of paint parts. You see that belt? Cracking left to right a little bit. That's a noise. I can make it work. It don't have to be precise on this. We're at 1930, so that's going to be ready. Start the timer in a second. I still got to get my safety gear together before I do any grinding. Stopped by the gun store, picked up that AR shotgun. And it's still not fixed. I don't know what's wrong with it. It just goes click. Nothing worse than a shotgun, it just goes click. That was not it y'all heard firing. That was a different one. Figure out what I do with my glasses. Sorry, I didn't realize the screen was so. I'll be coordinated here in a second, guys. Get all this together. There's my timer. Oh, I need that. And I need I'm so damn old, I'm going blind glasses. I don't know where I put them. Let me go ahead and set this because it's in 1943. Now I'll figure out what I did with my eyeballs. Good job, Shane. I'm sure you're being a smart ass, but I don't know about what. I mean, at least it's not a bear can I'm hunting today. Well, I'm just gonna have to wait because I gotta watch this oven for a minute. Getting too close to be playing with it. I'm pretty sure I wore my glasses here. I'm almost positive. Maybe I didn't. Hell, I don't know. Oven's almost. Come on, hit 1950 so I can start it. All right, there she went. And start the countdown. There we go. Let me take one more look around just to make sure. Hell, I'm starting to think I didn't even wear my glasses here. He is out here wiring up the apartment. I'm not doing anything where I just have to have my glasses. So I guess not. Hey, Mayhead. Mayhead. Mayhead.
Yeah.
Do you remember if I had glasses on when I came in?
You did when you come up here.
I didn't. I don't think I brought them.
You know the fire?
You got some?
Yeah.
Just like reading glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got brand new ones in the car.
Well, you're a professional old man, ain't you? You just keep a surplus of reading glasses.
I lose about 5 pair a week.
That's why I order them off Amazon. They're like $2 a pair.
$1.25.
I didn't think about Dollar Tree. Hell yeah. I got some fancy brown ones.
Well, you know.
styling.
I got purple ones with them glitter on the side of them at work. That way nobody takes it.
There you go. Oh. All right, got me some glasses. See what Ryan's talking about. Hell, I can't read the chat. That's when I realized I needed my glasses. Damn, these are +2s. Me head's blind as hell. Oh, good job on taking time to put on my PPE. Yeah. Well, I don't think I brought them, was the problem. But these apparently still have a sticker or something on them. Yep. And now I feel a little guilty making fun of meathead for these +2s because I can see perfectly with these things on. Maybe I'd need +2s. I was making fun of you for having +2s. I usually buy +1s, but damn, I sure can see good with them on.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see good from a distance though.
No, you can't see shit.
You're fuzzy as hell.
But, you can see that, please.
Yeah.
I gotta have some more wire. I gotta put it on the wall. I could get one of them halo things, like a selfie stick, where you just put it on your head and hang your phone out.
Oh yeah. You're right, Mimo. And sadly, y'all been here for the ride to watch it deteriorate. Literally, it wasn't this bad 2 years ago. Is it bad now? We still got 23 minutes of grinding. before we have to worry about those just knifing this. So I ain't gonna lie, guys, I'm just proud that I'm at work 2 days in a row. That's something I ain't done in a long time. And I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Meathead's hateful ass texting me. I get some grit. That grinding belt screwed itself up. It ain't dancing no more. A D-Walt what? No. I didn't even know you had anything D-Walt. I thought we were Team Red. You get one in the jacket so you can run the same battery and everything.
They say it's 3 years and can't go. Okay. I
I think I'm gonna hang on to these. Make these my grinding glasses because I can see really good up on that. I can see this belt better than I've ever been able to. What's up, Stephen Wallace? I will say though, that belt is it's running that crew wear pretty fast, and that should be about 64.5 HRC crew wear. It's not even 36 grit, this is a 40. Not 5 minutes?
No, man, there's no telling what it's going to do.
I know they make adapters now where you can run Milwaukee batteries into walk through. Hey, I looked into a Milwaukee electric diagram, but dude, it's fucking outrageous. I don't know why that cools so much more. I guess it's the high speed. The battery powered diagram, it's like $1,200. Look into it, you can get one for. Hey, I want a 90-degree electric diagram. There's one hanging there? I don't want that to control. I want it to select it. So let's get my partner. Dude, it's too fast. Too fast for a cutting wheel anymore. It's fine with a grinding wheel, but that cutting wheel, every time I've used it, I swing the wheel apart. And that battery power, I've never broke a wheel. I use it for cutting these jumps and stuff to plug in with. But when I'm cutting steel up, I have to use that battery power one. That electric one's just too fast. Are you not tight with the Milwaukee rod? Right. So I'm working. Me here drinking beer. Don't let him bullshit y'all about how hard he works.
I've been over here for 7 hours already while he was asleep, so I don't want to hear it.
He's not wrong. That ladder wear you out one. That's what I need. I need that more than anything. Just them climb a ladder for an hour a day. Hell, right now I couldn't. Let's get a measurement on this. My brother-in-law bought me these for Christmas. This is one of the best presents I've ever got. That's 1.5, and they go down to 75 would be half that. I'm gonna go to about 85. Yeah, we're pretty close. House?
Doc gave me that big impact they had. We got to start the
Mine's heat barring your shit. Sure, he had all tools in the world, don't he? He. Oh. Yeah. He's about to what? Hot rod. I thought we were going to start doing hot rods. I say before we start doing hot rods, we buy a plasma table. Plasma table. I want a plasma table bad. You ever watch that Grind Hard Plumbing on YouTube? Grind Hard Plumbing. They build all kind of crazy vehicles. They got a badass CNC plasma table. I could cut my knives out on it. It'd be the exact same every time.
That guy was talking about the gorilla.
Do what?
That guy was said something about the gorilla.
He is like a gorilla. Big as hell, a little bitty wiener.
I put it on the camera right there.
You gonna do the helicopter on camera? I ain't saying we tough guys, but we'll drive down to Glencoe and find out. So I'm trying to get this nice and thin for you, buddy. Yeah. I was telling them about it yesterday. Some guy from Great Britain wanted to tour the property. So I was kind of walking around and showed it to him, and I was explaining where the house was going to be and why there's not a house. It came down to a house or All-American softball. Exactly. Hey man, that kid only gets to be great and be a kid for a very short amount of time. I lived in a mobile home. That's what it took to make her dreams come true. All right, guys, we got right at 3 minutes, so I'm going to get the cryo ready. Hopefully I don't put on the show I put on yesterday.
I hate that.
Let me go grab it. It's on YouTube. Right there at the beginning.
I would need to blow that thing out. You want to blow that grinder out.
Blow it out. Yeah, I think it does. Bottle over here.
Yeah, that's right.
I know, but it's full.
Never heard of that can over there.
Dry ice.
There you go.
No, I turned it off and drained it yesterday. Yeah. No, I mean, I let the hose run until it stopped. Adding that by hand because I'm not going to put it all in at once. I'm going to keep some to add later.
Yep.
All right, that time worked out perfect. We're hitting zeros. We couldn't grab one of these out of here. I don't use those anymore because they don't work here as good as your needle nose pliers do.
Oh.
Shit. Stay away from what?
It kind of hurts my feelings.
The camera?
Yeah.
Kyle making fun of you.
Hell yeah. You know, he knows I'm sensitive.
Don't be an asshole, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. I got feelings too. Somewhere.
Get them hands. You see that
Why are
shaking?
you shaking so bad?
I just do it. I don't know. Maybe I got Parkinson's now. That ain't funny.
Your little wife's got more shit to go wrong with you than Corder does.
Yeah. I just shake sometimes. I don't know why.
I do it trying to pour condiments out.
And what I do with the blower?
It was laying on the table. No, it's up there by the. The air ain't on anyway.
You didn't turn it on?
No, I asked you if you wanted to know and you didn't answer me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I ain't got to have it, but I like to use it just to cool the blocks off.
How many did you put in there?
Huh?
How many did you put in there?
2. Where'd you say the blower is?
Right there.
Oh.
That doesn't ain't gonna hurt being in there so long.
No, it's got to get back up to 1950 before I take it out.
Does that just keep the aluminum coat?
Yeah, it just helps dissipate some of that heat off the aluminum.
We just take the initial heat out right there and then
Yeah.
and then
The
dry ice
quench
it.
happens.
Something just fell out of that.
I think that's wrong. There it is. Into the cryo it goes. There's 1917.
It'll jump 2 degrees when you turn around.
Huh?
It jumped up to 1919 as soon as you turned your back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just that you get them to 1950. It needs to be at 1950 when you quench it. So that first one in there is already cooled off just for me opening the door. So I gotta let it get back to 1950 before I take it out.
You really think that steel cut off that quick?
So right there.
Just oven temperature.
Oh, I know, yeah. Probably. But like I said, when I was given instructions on how to do this, and I was told if I do it,
I don't know.
right. I was told if I do it exactly like they tell me, that it turned out perfect. I just do it exactly like they tell me.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. I know how to cook a hell of a hot pocket.
Yeah, I bet it took a hot pocket like a motherfucker.
It's gonna take us about 30 seconds.
I put one in there yesterday. I touched where I touched the foil, the oil from my skin was on the outside of the packet. As soon as I put it in, like it instantly flamed up and burned that oil off. It took like half a second. It went out. Can't nothing live in there.
Oh, in the way.
Nothing exists inside that oven except for steel.
And that's still not as hot as the nuclear bomb. The cockroaches survived.
Yeah. I may need to. Start for now. I'll add some more in a little bit. I think I'm using too much kerosene. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to cool too much. It probably only needs to be about that deep. That's why my dry ice ain't matching. Probably need to pour some of it out.
Bet that shirt right there burn like the sun gets with it.
Fuck yeah, that thing's soaked in kerosene.
Yeah, when I opened the door this morning, I thought, what the hell? And then I took a whiff and I thought, oh, that's kerosene. I can kind of tell you had a.
It scared me because I thought it was, in my memory, I was thinking it was fuel alcohol. And then when it spilled, this oven was at about 1700 degrees.
Oh, that fuel alcohol is about the same thing.
Oh, it don't ignite that easy?
Not that
Okay. It scared, look,
No, it's for.
that's why I went and found that, just in case.
Yeah, no, fuel like that fuel alcohol.
That wouldn't have put out a damn fuel alcohol fire though.
Yeah.
Would you think it would?
Yeah.
I didn't think there was enough there.
It'd been more like a flash fire.
Oh, but it was everywhere. It was on that table,
Well,
on the
that fuel
floor.
alcohol I brought from work, they natured alcohols for lamps and.
Right. That shit's $22 a gallon though. Kerosene's $5.
Yeah.
And they do the same thing.
That's just high.
What's up, Ed?
You put that denatured alcohol in your gas.
Do you have any luck in the turkey wood, son? Put a pizza in there. You can actually run your element, putting anything in there
Greasy.
greasy. The gases will get on the element and burn it up.
You can cook a dang filet up in there in just a minute.
Yeah.
We're planning on having a gathering over here when the weather dries out and it's so damn muddy.
Right.
Might be a good time for you to let everybody make your YouTube page.
We can do that. We'll set up the camera.
Be a bunch of morons.
Just hang out.
It won't be as big like it used to be. 10, 15 people.
That friend group just keeps shrinking, don't it?
Well, yeah. It's gotta happen sometimes.
Probably would have heated up faster if I had the damn door latched. It had a little gap in it. I didn't realize it.
It's still done pretty good.
Yeah, it's close enough. 1948. All right, let's get this second one out.
You gonna put a couple more in there?
Yeah. So get this out of my hands.
White Shop next. When White Shop?
June 4th. So the first weekend in June, whenever that is.
Yeah, June 4th. Did you let me do that? You shaking like you coming down off
Dude, I do it all the time. I don't know.
like some bathtub crank or something.
Some bathtub crank. Brown party liquor. Did I ever tell you I found out why my Pawpaw Bill was so famous about his moonshine? Because he was putting methamphetamine in it. Fucking hillbillies get drunk as shit for 3 days. That's why people traveled all over the South to buy him. They didn't know that. He didn't tell them that. And I tell them how many meth heads hit you with it. Hang on for you. Yeah, Kevin just thinks he's an outlaw. He ain't got shit on our pawpaw.
I got shit on Phil, but
No, anybody named Phil Bill from Eastland Hill gotta be an outlaw. I wouldn't doubt Fred Harrison's probably had some Bill Moore moonshine at some point in time from Eastland Hill. You ever had any Eastland Hill moonshine, Ed? Let me know if Ed answers. I'm curious if you ever had any Eastern Hill moonshine. Into the crow.
he said he's got 3 quarts in the fridge, but it ain't can you go into.
My granddad ain't made done 20 years. Ed would have been a youngster. He had a better chance of buying pills from Bill than he did moonshine.
Yeah, by the dental cut.
Yeah.
I've been in that store a couple times with Raymond Simmons.
Oh, you talking about Slaughter Grocery?
Yeah, me and Raymond.
Yeah, you couldn't spend U.S. currency in Slaughter Grocery. They only took Treat Mountain money. You guys want to look up some true outlaw shit from the South? I don't know how much is out there on the internet about it, but look up Eastern Hill, Georgia. Slaughter Grocery. They had their own money. People out there didn't have birth certificates, social security numbers. They fucking outlaws.
You better be out there when the sun went down.
Damn right.
For real.
Yeah, people think it was a race thing. It doesn't matter what fucking color you are. If you don't belong there, you don't go out there.
Now, if you wasn't from there, you don't need to be there. That's the door.
I still think that's where what's his name got the idea for Copperhead Road.
That's where Jimmy Hoffa's at.
That's where that happened there. 2 GBI agents went to Easton Hill. They ain't never seen them. They're still missing persons.
They're there.
Yeah, they're buried somewhere.
Compared to the pigs.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had video of that old man Slaughter chasing Kevin around the parking lot with that hoop cheese knife. Kevin just laughing at him. Well, you laugh all you want, but if he catches you, he's gonna cut you up in little pieces.
Yeah. You'll be in there with them ribs.
Yeah. That next batch of fucking head cheese he makes gonna be from your head.
Yeah, you can smell that dude cooking that shit all over it now.
Yeah.
I got it pretty much got it off now. You can't really get in there anymore.
I'm sure it's calmed down. It probably ain't the outlaw place it used to be.
Oh, hell, I think there's a subdivision in there somewhere now. All good things come to an end, I reckon.
I remember as a kid, a teenager, driving my Uncle Floyd around out there. He'd go buy some moonshine. We'd drive him around until he passed out the back seat, take him home. And he'd tell us, he's like, boy, whatever you do, like, you don't pull nobody's driveway and turn around. So if you don't belong that driveway, don't pull in it. They'll fucking shoot. They won't even ask questions.
No, they'll bother them windshield.
They'll just shoot the fucking windshield out.
It's amazing. I didn't have a pot to piss in. They all had a damn bucket full of bullets.
You're right. Oh, shit. They ain't no telling how much money them people had. But they didn't pay nothing. They didn't pay no taxes.
The only person they played is their sauce.
Yeah. Slaughter's Grocery.
I think that store.
The only store I've ever been in that had a screen door on it.
I think it's. I've been in one more.
Have you?
Yep, a bar
Yep.
that had a damn screen door.
Screen door on it. Fucking floor looked like it was made out of pallet wood.
That's pretty
Creaked
much.
when you walked on it.
That's pretty much the one I went in. Looked like that too.
Had them old coolers. You couldn't even see through them. They're sweating so heavy.
Yeah, the damn beer was cold, and I didn't care.
Yeah. You go over to the soda cooler, and it was all fucking RC Cola, knee high, upper 7.
Purple.
Yeah.
Get me a can of purple.
Yeah, there wasn't no Coca-Cola products or Pepsi products in there. I think it's just because the RC guys only wanted to drive out there.
They we had a customer that come in there. He was from Mission Hills. Come in there with his brother. Never wore shoes. Had his shirt unbuttoned down to there, and he had 2 guns on him at all times.
Meathead has a hard time spelling RC.
That's gotta be kind.
It's Kyle.
I ain't gonna give him satisfaction.
He's already got it. He don't need a response. He's always proud of his smart mouth.
He's got some pretty hands. They should be a handful.
Yeah. All right, this thing's back to.
I ain't never seen a man's hands that didn't have a scar on them somewhere.
The hell, he spent his whole life on a golf course.
Polishing balls.
Yeah, ball polishing.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to get fucked up unless you're 9-iron break.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pour some of this out. That dry ice ain't lasting long enough.
Open the door and pour it on that grass out there.
All right.
I like that shit.
You grab that dry ice out of the freezer, too?
Yeah.
Hell, I can afford that, man. $30 a trip.
For what?
Dry ice. Just $28 worth.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm being mad.
Hang on, Let me film you dumping it in there. Well, don't dump it. All of it. Kind of go slow.
You don't never let me have any fun.
Oh, it'll damn boil up all over you if you dump it fast.
There's a hole in the bag.
That's what happened to me. It all fell off that hole.
My finger was sticking to the bag.
That's not what gloves. That'll work. Yeah. This is 1950. We'll set the timer to get back to grinding. Huh?
I said, just stop for a minute. I'm fixing to leave you. I gotta go get it out.
No, I think we're good now. It's got a nice slushy.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Drop a hot beer in there and see what happens. We tried that, didn't we? Didn't we try that in that
We
other
did,
boat?
yeah, we put a beer,
Took it what, like
yeah, it wasn't like
15 seconds?
an inch, yeah, there was like an inch deep of it. We set a beer in it. It actually wasn't that cold. The bottom part of the beer just froze solid.
Yeah.
The top part of the beer was just, I mean, it was cool, but probably would have worked better if we'd laid it down.
I seen some guy do that with propane one time, dug a hole in the yard and
Yeah,
on a 6-pack. And
yeah. All right, 1950, we're there. The countdown has begun. I can tell you spitting that cup.
No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, I get a little Copenhagen flavor. Yours don't smell like wintergreen. Yours smells like Copenhagen.
That's one, right?
I know it is, but have you ever tried yours? It's just,
Yeah, it's too sweet.
it's 90% wintergreen, 10% tobacco. Like you can smell the tobacco in yours. I don't know that it's sweet. It's crazy how it went from a no-name brand to the biggest selling smokeless tobacco on the market, though. I bought my first can for 99 cents, and it came with a free pocket knife.
I used to buy Copenhagen at EDGY Kmart for 18 cents a can.
Yep. I used to steal stole long cuts in the Kmart at EDGY.
Then I got banned.
Yeah, I'd pack my damn pockets full of it.
I bet you ain't got nothing friends to be banned from Kmart.
I've been banned from the Fuzzy Duck and the Waffle House in the same year.
I got banned from Kmart for terroristic threats.
I don't think people understand how embarrassing it is to get banned from the Fuzzy Duck.
Rascal Flats Place.
No. No, wasn't nobody playing that night. I did see Tim McGraw and Toby Keith there, though. Separate occasions.
I was supposed to go. Don't turn that on.
And Confederate Railroad. Saw Confederate Railroad at Fuzzy
They
Duck.
played Hooks Bluff all the time.
Yeah.
If they played in my backyard, I'd get in my car and leave.
Would you? I like Confederate Railroad.
I can't stand it.
I like them old boys.
And one of my guys from work said, "Hey, wait, during the Hooks Bluff City Fest, you want to drink beer and listen to Confederate Railroad?" And I said, "I don't mind to drink a beer cart, but Confederate Railroad played in my backyard, I'd get up and leave."
What about the Bellamy Brothers?
Yeah,
I love me some
I'd
Bellamy
rather hear
Brothers.
the Oak Ridge Boys.
I like my women just a little on the trashy side.
Little Oak Man now.
Every time I hear that trashy side video song, though, I think of your ex-wife.
I can't blame it.
Yeah,
I had the hair for it.
she had the hair for it. That's one thing she had going for her. She had some pretty hair. You better go get Riley before you drink any more beer. Did you just say you had to go get her?
Yeah, she can drive.
She can drive.
Get her out in the,
Well, you won't be worth a shit when she gets her driver's license, will you?
hell no.
She'll drive you around drunk everywhere, won't she?
Yep.
She'll pull up and down teenage hangout with her daddy and all in the car.
Stay in the car, Daddy. All right. We gotta get that old Ford running first, though.
Well forward.
No Ford, though.
Blue?
Yeah, old blue one.
Is that gonna be hers?
Yep.
That should be the coolest kid in Lincoln.
Either that or I'm gonna get her a square body.
No, I don't care no square body, dude. Square body ain't near as cool as that Ford.
No, it ain't. Ain't no doubt. You gotta get-
Late 70s Fords were the shit.
I gotta get my post barn built, that way I can get my boats out of here.
Kyle said this is like the inaudible Southern Beavis and Butthead.
I don't know Kyle all that well, so I can't really bash on him. Made the golf jokes get old. I like golf too. You know,
Yeah.
my property.
I showed you golf clubs over there, but I'm sure he'd just make fun of them.
Oh yeah, that's they're not pings or Callaways or none of that horse shit.
Yeah. Like
No,
Kmart.
No, they're academies.
Oh.
They'll still hit a damn golf ball.
Well, that ain't near as effective without the door open.
But you know, at least part of my property's on the golf course we get.
Yeah, we are butted right up to the golf course.
No, whole 10, half a whole 10 belongs to me. That's where the cops got me the other night. They said, "You're on public property." I said, "No, fuck, I'm not. I'm on my property." "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, I am." "No, you're not." I said, "Yes, the hell I am too. And you're drinking." I said, "So what? I'm on my property."
Right.
"You're on the golf course." I said, "You see that pole right there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "See that pole right over there?" "Yep." I said, "That's my property. I'm on my side." "Thank you. Have a good one."
Have a good one. Go on about your fucking terroristic ways.
Yeah, go on do something different besides harassing me. Poor guy running all the way across the golf course trying to catch me do something wrong. Damn, man, you need to ride back to your car? No.
Like you're the only one drinking on the golf course.
Well, it was 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, he thought you was trespassing too.
Oh, he thought I was out there turning the golf course. Somebody went out there and done a bunch of donuts. I said, "Man, it ain't me."
That's teenage shit.
Yeah, I wasn't running fucking 5 miles.
I think everybody in Etowah County's done donuts at the Tyler Country Club.
I ain't. I never have to work the golf course.
Well, there's that curve at the Tyler Country Club where the road makes that real sharp right-hand turn, and people would just cut the curve off.
Yeah.
Just cut across the fairway, fucking with the throttle to the floor. Every time you go through, there's a fresh set of mud tracks going across it.
I've been in that creek a few times.
But it ain't like that was a real country club though, dude.
No,
I think they took EBT
yeah, that was just
for your membership
that was
fees.
just the front for something else.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you about that night. I had to knock on P.A. Waters' son's door. He had them two whores in there snorting coke on the coffee table.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I wasn't 16 years old. It changed my life. So this is how I want to fucking live right here.
Yeah. How do
I'm
I
talking about, dude, look like straight from the strip club.
become a member?
Yeah. And one of them drove me all the way home.
Oh.
I was too young to know what to do with that, dude. But I'm talking about they was hot. They was fucking trashy. Fucking nose full of fucking booger sugar.
Something on my spit wouldn't wipe off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd walked all the way to Tyler Country Club from Goodyear.
Damn,
Yep.
that's a stretch.
Right. With a fucking case of beer in a bag. Carried it all the way there.
That's 9 miles.
Yep.
What the hell?
Got there, and Jonathan Dixon and his mama had gotten in a fight. So that's who I was supposed to meet. He was already in bed. He couldn't come
Why in
outside.
the hell did you walk from Goodyear to a Tyler Country Club?
Because he was supposed to pick me up. We was going to the cabin to drink beer. He got in trouble and couldn't come. My shift was over. Fuck, I just took off walking.
Good Lord.
I was going to drink some beer.
No shit. Bad.
Yep.
I'd have just been
Dude, I
bad.
walked from my house on Tabor Road to Southside High School when I was 17 years old for a piece of ass. And got caught. Her daddy walked in on us.
That's 15 miles.
15 miles. No. I walked from my house to the rock store in Atala because I had a ride in Atala. That was going to cut 3 or 4 miles off my trip. I got there. Him and his mama got into it, and he couldn't take me. So then I had to walk from the rock
That
store
was 19 miles.
to Southside.
It was about 19-mile walk
19-mile walk, and I still hit it 3 times.
for 4 minutes. That's hell, ain't it? I don't know if the trade-off is worth it or not.
Oh, it was worth it. It was brand new.
Oh, that's probably worth it.
Yeah. And then on that fourth go around, dude, I just felt this chill run up my spine. Like something wasn't right. And I turned around, her daddy was standing there watching me.
Uh-oh.
Had his little 16-year-old daughter with her knees up in her ears. Looked like Bugs Bunny. Long stroking, that motherfucker standing right behind me. I thought he was gonna kill me. He didn't say a word, man. I got up, put all my clothes. When I fucking cinched my tennis shoe, my second one, all he said was, "Don't ever come back." So I got up, walked back to the Rainbow Food Mart in Southside, called Steve Mullins. Steve got up at like 3:30 in the morning, had to push his truck out of the yard and down Lake Springs Road before he cranked it because it had loud exhaust. And he knew his daddy beat the fuck out of him, leaving in the middle of the night.
There ain't no doubt.
So he come got me, took me home, got home, and his mama was up waiting on him. And I never did get to talk to him about it, dude, till just a few weeks ago, right before he died. I asked him, I was like, "How much trouble did you get in?" He said, "When I come in, mama was flaming mad." He said, "I just told her, I changed my friend, mama. If I can't be there for my friends, what kind of man am I?" She never told on him. Never told his daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of teared up a little bit when he told me that story, knowing
Yeah.
he was dying.
Yeah, that's pretty rough, right?
Yeah. I went and seen Vicky the other day.
Yeah.
Hung out with her for a couple hours.
I see.
Ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Eric?
Eric's the damn. He runs that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody in the family answers to Eric.
Eric?
Yeah.
That's nuts, ain't it?
But he takes care of his mama. Yeah. You rubbing your belly button?
Yeah, taking in my belly button. That's
Yeah. Eric, he's
Watch
adopted a kid, man.
watch that dude for hours on end and rub a hole in his belly button. What are you doing?
Well, that time I caught him jacking off in the sink. That was, you know, he all still don't know that. He still don't know that was Eric's jizz he got on his hands. We come back from lunch.
Well, we was probably mad at him and didn't tell him.
Yeah. Yeah, we come back from lunch and Eric.
That's when we found that porn site list.
Right.
Yeah.
Eric had stayed there and I found that business card with all those porn sites written on the back of it. Then he all comes in to wash his hands, comes out of the bathroom fucking mad, dude. He's like, "I don't know who the fuck blew their nose in that sink, but I got it on my hands." And I said, when he said it, it hit me because I was holding the card when he said it. I was like, "Holy shit, Eric jacked off the sink, Chris touched it."
I remember that day.
Yeah.
That's the day Wild did it.
Yeah. Oh,
Surprised
man.
that guy didn't murder all of us, especially me. Stephanie still says that.
Dude, his daddy thinks the world of both of us.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, "Man, he was a fucking stupid kid when I sent him to y'all work with y'all." Said y'all manned him up pretty good.
Remember when he ramped that damn tractor over that damn culvert?
But Steve didn't know the truth till 3 months ago.
Everybody was trying to flick a cigarette out the window.
Yeah, Steve had no idea what happened. Finally, I told him, I was like, "He's smoking a damn cigarette," and throw it out the window. It blew back in and landed in his crotch. He went to digging for it, run off the road, hit a culvert, and fucking ramped that tractor about 20 feet up and 40 feet out.
Oh, dude,
I can't believe all it did was bent the ball joint.
I can't
We
believe
fixed it in what, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
I can't believe that tractor survived that hour-long trip.
No kidding. It was squealing when it come in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's when it's coming to the parking lot with the tires like this.
What is it? God, we had had some fun over there.
Mm-hmm. Till it all went to shit.
What was that lady's name that kept calling that couldn't find her
Francis Latham.
Francis. I tried to think of that the other day.
Yeah. Well, let's tell that story. It's a long one. I'll tell it one night.
Poor dog.
I can't believe it was alive.
I said it was 125,000 degrees outside.
And it'd been in that trunk for what, 4 or 5
It
days?
was under the driver's seat.
Yeah, for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, for a week, easy.
Yeah.
Dog found my dog. No, I ain't seen your dog.
Well, the reason I didn't look for the dog was I got a call from the damn vet's office.
She hauled it in there dead. Like,
Yeah, it was a different dog though. She kept bringing a dead dog in there, wanting them to fix it. And they kept telling her, man, this dog is dead.
So it's as stiff as a damn bowl.
Yeah, it was stiff. So when they told me that, I was like, well, this dog she's talking about is clearly dead. But no, there was another dog under the damn driver's seat, fucking dying. I guarantee if we'd left it, if it'd been there overnight, it'd have died.
I know that.
Because that was as close to death as I've ever seen an animal.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
But we saved it though.
God almighty.
Yep. Hell, she couldn't even remember. She'd call every day. This is Francis Latham. Is my car down there?
No.
Like, yes, ma'am, it is. What for? Like, because you ran it through a cemetery, run over about 4 headstones and warped the subframe.
It's tore to hell.
Yeah, it's tore all to hell. We fixed it though.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know you could buy a subframe at the junkyard.
Yeah.
They dropped that some bitch off. We fixed it. She never got a car back. They ended up committing her to a home. She needed to be in a home though. She was a danger to herself and the
I was
public.
trying to tell Stephanie that night I put that Geo tracker, that Geo motor in, because that lady was, remember she done, I stayed all night and put that motor in. So I was, get out of here.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Well, we had some fucking winners roll up down there.
Man. And that guy got mad at Hee-Haw was trying to blow his minivan up out there in the parking room. Hell yeah, stand on it, gag it, faggot.
Gag it, faggot. Man, I wish I still had that video of the Jetta doing the burnout. God, that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Oh, damn smoke rolling out of the damn hood.
There was more smoke rolling over the roof of the car than there was coming out of the fender wells off the tires.
Stephanie couldn't believe that she got in the Miata. I said, I saw it. I was witnessing it.
Guys, this was a fucking late 80s Volkswagen turbo diesel Jetta that had a 12-inch stack coming out the hood.
Put Mercedes injectors in.
Yeah, we put Mercedes bigger injectors in it, turned the fuel pressure up. And the exhaust come right out of the head into a stack out the roof or out the hood.
God, it was horrible.
It's quick though.
Yeah, I love that car.
Yeah.
But that thing,
I picked Shelby up from school in it one day. She's so damn mad she couldn't see
you
straight.
get about 20 miles an hour and put that thing up in fourth gear and just mash it to the floor. It just,
Yeah.
looked like a Wild West coming down the road.
Yeah.
What about when we took that, when y'all called me over to change that motor in that diesel, remember?
Change the motor in the diesel.
That first one you called, you know, they helped getting the cab and all the body.
Oh yeah,
parts.
we took the cab off of it.
How when that thing started raging and damn cops come, damn fire department and everything.
It wasn't as bad as the motor oil heater we built in the backyard had the fire department show
Fire
up.
department called to us that night too.
I couldn't believe they didn't.
Well, it was nice and warm in there though.
Yeah, but I just couldn't believe they just left. They come up and talked to me. And I was like, we built an oil burning heater. He was like, man, we can't see outside at the fire department. I was like, can't nobody see it. You couldn't see nowhere for a mile.
No, you couldn't even see all the way down the cycle world.
Yeah.
Well, where's burning some oil though? And some of it's warm.
Fuck, it turned red. You could see inside it.
Have you told the story about the big old rat we caught in that box?
I
Oh my God.
let's save some of these though, dude. We'll have it down. We'll have a story hour one night.
That's one of the best nights of my life.
It was mine too. If I could have caught that rat, I'd have bought it a fucking aquarium and kept it for
Yeah,
life.
we just had to catch it.
You know, we got a pet rat in our house. Amber's got an aquarium with a rat in it. It was about that big when she got it. That sumbitch is that long and that big around now.
I got a damn wood burning heater at the house I'm never gonna use again.
Oh, she loves that rat, dude.
I want you
She buys it charcuterie boards. Like she'll buy a whole charcuterie set up to feed that rat.
Don't tell me that again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap
Well,
shit
you know
out.
she's a fucking weirdo.
Oh, I know that.
what I get from marrying a lesbian.
Easy now.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
Goddamn.
I knew she was gay when I met her.
Charcuterie board for a rat.
Oh yeah, dude. She sets it all up nice and pretty, puts it in there. Rat just sits there. Rat sits there and nibbles on it. Makes eye contact with her. And baby's just sitting there on the floor thinking, just get out of that aquarium, motherfucker. Give me one shot. When you get out of that aquarium, I'm going to finish you in one bite.
Big ass rat with a dick that long.
Big ass rat, dick that long. Ain't nothing scared of a big dick rat.
I've never heard of that charcuterie board for a rat.
Yeah.
The rat ate a cast iron pipe if you put it in there.
Yeah. It lives in a natural light box. It's got a natural light box in there.
It's got some taste.
Yeah, it chews up cardboard and packs it in that natural light box. That's where it goes up in there to hide.
Whatever needs a new house, just holler.
Yeah.
There's probably 15 laying around here.
Yeah. Was this the rat that was on fire? I guess I have told the story. Mimo don't forget shit, dude. If you say something on the fucking internet and Mimo reads it, he never
we was
forgets.
just waiting on the house to burn down.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not going in there. We're gonna stay right out here. I don't know what the
I don't think people understand the freedom that comes with not giving a fuck. And we didn't give a single fuck about nothing.
anything other than when there's something on the grill when there's a cold beer.
Yeah. We ate
Other than
dinner
that-
every night at fucking 10 p.m.
Yeah.
We'd start smoking at 5, drink beer, and weld shit together until 10 o'clock when the food was done.
We was all drunk out of beer and then we'd eat.
Yep.
Do it again the next night.
Every fucking night. I try to explain that to people. They think it was like a weekend thing.
No,
this is
Monday-
every
this is
fucking
7
night of
days
the
a
week.
Yeah. And if we wasn't doing that, we was doing something else stupid we shouldn't have been doing.
Dude, was you there the night that Chad came over to watch us build them rock crawlers and brought his wife with him?
Chad who?
Little Mexican guy. Chad, I can't remember his name. They got a racing team.
I think I was backing that. I think they was backing that when I pulled up.
It's my brother, guys. You guys have to meet him to understand. But there's no exaggerating when I say he was Kevin was a fucking badass.
Psychopath.
A psychopath fucking outlaw. We was all in there building rock crawlers, and we'd started kind of getting a little popular. People would come by and just watch us work. And Kevin had this pit bull puppy that he'd trained not to come in the shop because he didn't want him licking or drinking antifreeze. So this guy comes by with his wife one night, and she keeps calling the puppy in the shop to pet it. As soon as it came in the shop, Kevin walked over and picked that puppy up, and he had a piece of hose pipe. He just whipped that dog's ass. This dog's about 6 months old. I'm talking about beat that dog's ass for coming in the shop. Threw it out the door. Willie? No. Waylon. Yeah, Willie was the second one. Waylon was the first. So he whips Waylon's ass and throws him out the door. About 15 minutes later, she calls the dog back in there. Kevin goes over, picks it up, whips his ass with a hose pipe, throws it out the door. Another 15 minutes later, she calls it back in there, and Kevin goes over and picks that dog up, grabs that hose pipe, and turned and looked at that girl. She's standing right beside her husband. And he looks her right in the eye and said, "Bitch, you call this dog back here again, I'm going to beat your ass with this hose pipe." Whipped Waylon, threw him out the door, they fucking left. They got in their car and went home. I can't imagine being emasculated in front of my wife like that. He's never brought it up. I see him all the time.
Really?
He never brings that.
That's when I had that red Ford, wasn't it?
They had a racing team. They still had to have a dirt track team. Who does your buddy race for now? The softball coach. Who does he race for?
Jason.
Yeah.
First
I keep wanting to say Elliot, but it wasn't Elliot. His name don't sound Hispanic, but he looks.
Yeah, he had a red Ford truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He worked at Kelly Spurlock junkyard.
Yeah, he had a jacked up red Ford, 70s Ford truck.
Yeah. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember who it was. I remember it, but I don't remember.
But that race team's been around forever. They still race.
Was it Estes?
No, it's not Estes. Blake Moore raced for him at one point in time. Him and Blake's big buddies. God, I wish Blake would have come around when Kevin was out there. Kevin would have slapped the shit out of him.
I like Blake. He stood over here one night, just all he does stand
Blake nearly ripped my fucking nipple off one day at work with a pair of needle nose
All
pliers.
he does stand around and smile.
I was on the phone, and Blake just walks up with a pair of needle nose. I see him coming, and I'm just staring him right in the eye, thinking, you ain't got the fucking balls. And he just reaches out,
He's got
fucking
some ball.
smashes my nipple with a pair of needle nose pliers. Me, I never even flinched. I just kept talking. And I got off the phone about 10 minutes later. He's all the way at the other end of the shop. Him and everybody else are all huddled up. So I just hang the phone up and go walking down there. I got about one bay, about 15 feet from him, and took off running and fucking flying kneed him right in the goddamn side of the knee. Charlie horsed him. I don't know about that dude folded up like a wet napkin, dude. He says he still got knee damage because of it.
Daniel got me that same day. Y'all was bad about that shit.
Mm-hmm. That's why we had such a great crew. There wasn't no pussies work there. Dude, it was, you literally came home every day with a fucking cut, and it wasn't from work. As soon as the fucking customers would leave, dude, a fight would break out.
Y'all come in the
You remember the break room, the office, fucking holes all in the wall? That's where we'd throw each other through it.
Yeah, I come in there one day during that. It's probably the same day. Daniel got me for him. Right when I walked the back door, he kneed me in the thigh, and I dropped like a rock.
Yeah.
So what the hell is wrong with you?
Daniel's fucking sadistic. Daniel's
He said, well, you're here. Yeah. He said, all right, then. I was telling my secretary the story about the day with the pen and the pad the other day. We got a guy that comes in right with a pen and pad.
Yeah. You had to shut him up, right?
Yeah, that's what I told her. I told her that whole deal. He was in there mad, right?
He was writing somebody, he was tearing the paper.
She said, that'll shut him the fuck up. Papa was there with me. That's the day y'all was fighting that air conditioning line. Papa went over and laced it in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll shut him the fuck up. Papa laughed like hell.
I tell that story, and people tell me I'm going to burn in hell. What they don't realize, I've been over backwards to help that guy.
I think I was a dick.
I'd go to his house and fix his shit for free because he didn't have no money.
Yeah.
He lived I'm talking about a fucking falling apart single wide.
Oh, he was a shithead, man. Looked like Yosemite Sam.
He's still around. Kevin Polk is his name. Kevin Polk. Won't never forget it. He'd call me. He's deaf.
Was he meanie?
He's deaf and mute. He'd call just in the phone.
Okay.
And I'd hang up and he'd call back, and it was that text to voice. Like he would have to type it out, and there was a female that would read it and speak to me. And she'd every time she'd call, she'd tell me, she's like, look, you're not talking to me, you're talking to Kevin. So they didn't want to add, caller said and to.
Yeah, tell him this.
So she's like, you talk to me just like you're talking to him. So I'd cuss her. And she'd have to cuss him typing it out. After a while, she's like, sir, can we please refrain from the foul language? And I was like, tell that motherfucker not to call me no more. But I'd always go help him, dude.
Damn, where's my damn number?
Hell, he delivered pizza in a piece of shit car. Not only was this dude deaf and dumb, or mute, I'm sorry.
Did you want to say circus?
But he was about 5'2".
Yeah, redheaded.
And he had to put 4x4 blocks on the pedals of his car. They were strapped on with radiator hose clamps. And he had cauliflower ear, both ears, and barrel chested, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just looked like a little fucking troll.
Yeah, like a fire plug.
Yeah.
You couldn't have done shit.
But the thing was, I was the only motherfucker in Etowah County that'd fuck with him.
Yeah.
That's why he kept coming back. Nobody else would put up with it. Man, I get it. I'd be angry too if I had all that shit wrong with me.
Y'all better be mad at everybody else. So. I might stand in there and fucking squeak it myself every now and then.
Yeah. In case y'all ain't heard that story though, he'd come in and he always had a pen and paper. And he'd just write what he had to say, and I'd have to write it back. He'd come in one day mad. He's always mad. And he was writing so aggressively, he was tearing the paper.
I was just nuts over that.
Just fucking chewing me out for something. The horn was stuck on his truck. First of all, I have no idea how he knew, because he can't hear. But when he pulled the parking lot, it was blaring. Yeah. The horn was blaring, wouldn't shut off. So he's fucking just chewing my ass on this piece of paper. And I tried to talk to him for 3 or 4 minutes or communicate with him. finally I got sick of it. I just took the pen and paper out of his hand and threw it in the fucking trash.
You tore the pad in half.
Yeah, I tore the fucking pad in half and threw it in the trash, turned it to all my coworkers and said, that'll shut him up.
Oh, God dang.
But he didn't stop coming.
And my other, yeah, man, God rest his soul, he's dead. When Mike Griffin come in there, they looked like he'd been through a damn Pier 6 brawl, couldn't get that lawnmower tire on, that little bitty one.
Yeah.
And you went clink and just pushed it on with your thumbs and handed it back to him. Oh, God. That's one of the best days of my life. I got about 12 of them. That was just like,
Yeah. He just didn't have enough backbone.
yeah, it was fun.
All right, it's almost time, guys.
All right, I got to get him there. I gotta get the kid.
Love you, love
Love you
you.
too.
Coming back.
I might just a little bit. We got to go get Mother's Day cards and all that stuff.
I'll be here till I run out of dry ice. I at least want to get,
Yeah, you need to get.
I got 3 more that I really want done tonight, but I got plenty more to do. It looks like a damn solid chunk of ice in there. Just,
Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
I probably shouldn't have told all them stories with Kathleen in here. I'm sorry. Maybe she wasn't here for all that. I was hoping Kathleen wasn't here for all those stories. Well, some of it could be found borderline offensive. All right, get ready, guys. Taking it out of the oven. Ready to quench. See me, Ed. In case y'all wondering why some of it's sticking out, that's empty packet. Because I want to get the blade right between the jaws of the vise to make sure it clamps down and doesn't allow it to warp. I know after all that storytelling, it don't sound like we worked very much, but I tell you right now, old Meathead, that dude worked like a slave. We got a lot done, but we had a good time while we was doing it. It did not serve you well to come around with some feelings, because it was just a rough work environment. But we loved it. All right, let's get this one out of the packet into cryo. If you're wondering what we're heat treating right here, this is the very first prototype for the Javon's fret. hopefully these will be available soon. I hope to have some at Blade Show. Now we got to wait on that one to get back to 1950. Now Mayhead's going and get some grinding done. I keep seeing message redacted. Is that you guys removing your own message? Because I hope somebody's not doing that to y'all. I see one of Kathleen's messages redacted. I can't imagine somebody deleting her message. Glad your eye's doing better though, Kathleen. I hate you having to deal with that. Let me wipe this camera off again. So for those of you here yesterday, you've already heard this, but so I'm doing 2 at a time. When I take that first knife out and quench it, the temperature drops. So after that, what I do is I wait on the oven to reach 1950 again so that I know that that blade, without a doubt, is still at 1950 before I quench it. Because if I quenched it at 1910, whatever, it would affect the HRC. It might only affect it just a little bit. But another thing I was going to bring up, you guys saw me blowing the air in between the plates. That has been tested. Silver Steel Steve has done it many times without blowing air. It has 0 effect on the heat treat. A lot of people like to cool I used to cool the plates in between quenches. But the thing you have to understand is when it comes to heat treat, all the important stuff happens in a certain window of temperatures. So those plates don't need to be room temperature to quench because the austenitization happens. I don't want to say the numbers and get it wrong, but I think it's like it has to drop when it drops to like 700 degrees. It's already happened. So, in other words, there's really no benefit to blowing the air in there. I just do it because it's, it's just always been done. Yeah, it's always been done like that. So I continue to do it out of habit, but you don't have to. And it doesn't matter if these plates are cool to the touch because the quench happens at a way higher temperature than what you can touch. What's up, Brian? Humphrey, you're right. It is a little bit like waiting for water to boil. There's nothing you can do to speed it up. You're at its mercy. But we're going to do some grinding. I've got to wait until I get the next batch in here and they're up to temperature. Then we're going to go back to grinding that blade. I'll just show you what we're grinding in case we've got some different viewers in here, but I've started this one. It's mostly ground. You can see I haven't touched right there yet. See how that's still dark? It hasn't been ground yet. But once I get that full flat grind in it, it'll come up to here. We'll be back at that here in a minute. Humphrey Chimpton. I don't think I've heard that one before. He's saying hey to everybody like he knows y'all. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. Yeah, that's a pretty big knife. That's my tactical model. That's the Heathen. It's actually my favorite model, but it doesn't seem to sell as well as the little pocket fixies do. But the average everyday guy doesn't need a tactical knife to carry around everywhere he goes. I don't need one, but I like having it. All right, we're at temp. We'll quench. I wish there was a way I didn't block the camera for all this. I guess it is kind of weird. I'm still blowing those plates off even after it's been proven that it's not necessary, but it just kind of becomes part of the, you know, part of what you do. So I keep doing it. Get a couple of frets back in the oven. All right, let that temperature start climbing again. We can unpackage this one, get it in cryo. That's what it looks like at a 2,000 degree oven. So I can show y'all what's going on in there. Knives are all up inside that dry ice. That's going to take about 5 minutes to get back to temperature before we restart the timer. While that's happening, I'll get a little grinding in. Get my timer reset. All right, watch your ears. do a belt progression on this. I just started doing that recently. I really like the result. First example of it is that big green knife that Mad Yoko keeps carrying. I did a 120 grit progression on that. It looked really good. I like the 120 grit because it leaves a really nice finish, but you can still see the grind line. We're at 1923 degrees. When we hit 1950, we start the timer. Take a measurement. Still got a long ways to go. I don't know if Empty's in here, but Empty, this is your knife if you are. I don't know if y'all can see this discoloration difference a little bit. That's why we're going to do the belt progression though. Clean those grind lines up. I see more of that in these, I don't want to say cheaper belts. They cost just as much, but I just don't think these are as good as Combat Abrasive. These are benchmark belts. they work. I just don't think they grind as clean. All right, we're at 1950. Countdown begins. case you're wondering about how long this is taking, it is very time consuming. This is probably 64, 65 HRC screw wear. So it does grind a little slow. I wish it would show up on camera, but yeah, there it is. You guys see that line right there where it turns darker? That's a completely different facet than here. This is at about probably a ½ degree difference. That's what I'm doing is I'm pushing this bevel up until it overcomes that. I used to do that with Sharpie. I'm sure some of y'all remember that. So right now, that bevel is kind of convex, but I want it full flat. Sometimes I'll leave a little bit of convex up towards the spine for toughness. But I want at least an inch of that 1.5 inch stop to be full flat. Couple more passes, we're going to switch to a higher grip belt. I think this belt's about wore out anyway. Let me get a measurement, see where we at. This belt has really slowed down. And it still looks rough. Looks like it would cut, but it's just not performing like it was. I don't know what I did with my 120 grit belts. They were on the table, but I don't see them. They're literally laying right there. Oh shit. What'd I do with it? I think this one's the wrong length. I think these are 42 yet. I have no idea how I lose a whole box of grinding belts. They were literally right there on the table. I don't see them under the table. I know y'all like laughing at me for misplacing shit, but man, this is a big item. Should be a little difficult to misplace. What's up, Derek? I was a little tied up when you called earlier. What the hell, man? Oh, there they are. Hanging on a peg. I don't remember hanging them there. Meathead may have put them up. Yeah, it makes it much prettier. Well, my wife kind of ruined the look. Hang on. Almost there. It's getting prettier and prettier. That'll do, pig. Save that belt. Get a new one for the other side. We've got well over an hour of grinding into this. We've just done one side. That, my friends, is why there's no profit in knocking it. Somebody here. I'm sure it's meathead coming back for another round. So we got 8 minutes before we take those knives out of the oven, so we can get started. Yeah. I hear 2 car doors. Hope it ain't Kevin Polka coming back. What's up? We live on YouTube, by the way. I just always let people know. What are you doing, buddy? Well, there's a 20 gun or something you're not willing to destroy. That didn't phase me, did it? Yeah. What y'all doing?
Knucklehead said he was up here earlier.
He was. Yeah. So I think he's just going to get Riley.
Okay.
But when I asked him if he's coming back, he said I'm next. I don't know.
Well,
But if you let him know you're here, I'm sure he will.
When I see Riley, I'm gonna shoot him.
Huh?
When I see Riley, I'm gonna shoot him.
You're gonna shoot Riley?
Yeah.
Your feelings change about that in a few years, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey. Yeah. You just wait. How you doing, Jamie? Huh? Well, it's pointing at the grinder. I ain't gonna be live much longer. I gotta come back to y'all's house, though. I gotta borrow that. I gotta borrow your media blaster. Here's my own. I'm only gonna be on for about another 10 minutes. I got knives in the oven, and I wanna take them out on camera, and then I'll end it. Somebody head coming back. I knew he would. I knew he was here. How you been?
I'm good.
Hey, Jim, big old man, whatnot, clean that. When I was in your house, you get somebody coming over and selling the covers with whatnot down there.
Oh, yeah, we do say. Yeah, actually, Jamie figured it out there.
You had an IT guy come by, and Jamie figured out how to do it.
Yes.
You are IT? Oh, okay. I
They
didn't know.
quite really like this.
Yeah, there's bunches more of them being made. All those packets right there? Okay.
I like the size.
They still got it finished.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been by far my most popular seller so far. My favorite one's the one I'm grinding right now. But it's a little big for some folks to carry around every day.
I feel like this one, I like the blade, like it's sticking to it.
I think I made it in a bit short.
Something like
A half inch.
chip.
It does need a half inch more.
Just a little more.
It's weird how when you're shaping them, when you hold that blank in your hand, it feels one way, and when it's finished, like this type you just picked up over here,
Yeah.
this had that much more hand.
Oh, wow.
So when you held it, it was, and then look at that little blade, it was just entirely too much. So I shrunk the handle to kind of match the blade a little more.
So, but as far as like a skinning knife or something, that feels perfect.
Hey,
You got a nice, yeah.
have y'all ever seen this in a movie? Wait. Who did that look like? Somebody named John Wick?
It did look like John Wick.
It looked like John Wick with a pump.
All right, this time, guys,
Peace out.
No, I'm not turning. I got to take this out of the oven.
Dad, you hold this.
All right, here we go. Just extremely hot, buddy. Melt your skin off flat.
I don't know if I even touched it, I'd probably die.
Probably.
At about 2.1 minutes, I think. I probably think the God's 1.1 minutes, I think. I'm not gonna get my rock out there, so let's see how it is. How's that so nobody can see that?
You can still carry.
I don't care.
All right, that's one quenched. It's already back to 1920, so it won't be long on that one. Hard to believe it was 2,000 degrees a minute ago.
What's the temp now?
I touched it bare hand.
Wow.
That aluminum sucks the heat out
Yeah.
super quick.
So 200 or less probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong.
But I think about 200 is about all you can.
Yeah. Did you see this?
Yeah, liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, kerosene and
Oh, wow. Wow.
cryo
What
treatment.
is it?
Kerosene that dries. Good.
Now I have to wait on that one to get back to 1950 before I take it out.
Why
So
are you
they talking
building
through
houses?
treated.
Now, yes, all those are done. They've been
So you
cryo
go
treated
straight from hot to cold.
You say you're building nice right
Well, actually, those were done yesterday.
Okay.
You're building nice right
After this, once they go in the cryo,
Mm-hmm.
when I get done, I gotta rush home to get them in my kitchen oven to temper them.
Right.
So these have already been tempered. This is all done yesterday. Those are ready to try. Some of these are like customer design. What do you do?
I think.
That buddy of mine designed that one.
So that one. Yeah, I did like this one.
Yeah.
Yet another good like skin insides.
What are you looking at, buddy?
Dad.
There's only 11 people on there right now. We've been on for 3 hours, so
Who
it's
all
it's
got-
tailing off.
Who all we got watching?
Wait, is this on YouTube?
Derek from Ohio, Ed Harrison's over in Georgia.
Wait, is
That's
this
all I
in,
can see at the
is
moment.
this in YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, I'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be able to. It's at 2 hours and 30 minutes, mate.
Well, I was watching it when it first came
I
out.
was just gonna say, you can pull it up later, 2
Oh,
hours
yeah.
and 30 minutes, and you can see yourself.
Yeah, I was watching it when you first went live. You had in the background talking.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end it. Get back to work. Been at it 2.5 hours. So anyway, y'all have a good evening.